I'm Ryan Durbin from RD Ceramics, located in Highland Heights, Kentucky.
And I'm Becca Otis with Five Lines Pottery, and I'm located in Statesville, North Carolina. And welcome to Wheel Talk.
All right. Hello. We're live.
Hello. Hello.
Got my
Hello.
got my Becca fidget stone handy and the domino.
Oh yeah, the domino.
That's what I fidget with. I have a few of those dominoes still. They're just around. This is the blank one.
Those are those are some solid dominoes. They were solidly awful, actually. Um,
Awful. They turned out good. It's just the making.
the
is-
making just ruined everything. I'm gonna
Mm,
get a fidget stone.
mm. I like the look of the black ones too.
Did I ever show you these fidget stones that I made? This one might be my favorite.
Recently? No,
Yeah.
it looks like a donut. Or
It
yeah,
looks
you
like a
did. You
donut.
did kind of show me these.
And what's cool about these ones, oh great, a dog has a squeaky toy in here, so that should be fun. Um,
I can't hear it if it's in the background, so that's good.
okay. Yeah, well hopefully if you hear squeaks, that's Belly. This has okay, did you see the back?
It looks like kind of a crosshatch
Yeah, it's got a
carving.
crosshatch, and then the other side has the dots, and it has a hole in it so you can like kind of spin it around your finger if you need to. And but I need to make the holes bigger, but I made it so that it would have an inward fidget and an outward fidget.
Mm.
So,
Are there do the dots roll onto the inside texture? Like the hole?
no,
So if you're like
no,
put your finger through the hole, you can't feel like
no, you can't
dots or
feel the
something.
dots.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, and I was testing these with the new Speedball Studio Plus glazes,
Hmm.
and some of the Studio Plus glazes are low fire, and I was like, it'll be fine because I'm gonna fire these low fire, and it wasn't fine. They did not, not that they didn't look, they're not like great, they look fine as a glaze, but they didn't give me the texture I needed them to give me.
Oh,
And so, like there was only one glaze that probably was like,
because
but,
are the dots from glaze or the dots are from underglaze?
the dots are from glaze. And so I did them with the Studio Plus glazes just to test them out because that's the kind of person I am. Why not just test it out in 25
Hmm.
fidget stones? And like the white did amazing, the yellow, like the like I don't even know what color name that is, but like the yellow orange did really good, and the like the lilac did really great. And then I
Hmm.
used like three that were like low fire, thinking they'd be fine, but they all flattened out,
Oh, okay.
which is what they're supposed to do, you know. It was just a fault on my part.
So what did you fire those to?
I think oh 03.
Oh, three.
See,
Okay.
I probably went even a little bit hotter than I should have
Hmm.
for the low fires.
Oh, three.
So
Yeah, because I think the bottom range of those is somewhere in the,
oh 06. Oh no, it's oh 05. Oh
let's see,
yeah.
Studio Plus.
There's like four glazes. So if
Yeah,
you get the Studio Plus glazes, just be advised, be aware that there are some that are just low fire. Most of them are high fire, but there's like six, I think, that are
yeah.
low
It
fire.
says oh 06 to 6 on the wider range ones, and then the lower range ones, they're oh 06 to oh 05.
Yeah, and let's be clear about this. They're the coolest colors. I want to be very clear about that. That like the low fire ones are definitely the coolest colors.
Yeah. So the
So
colors were maintained, but the flattening out.
yeah, yeah.
Because
But this
you're trying to
is
get raised bumps, kind of like this one, like the old
yeah,
ones.
yeah. I'm trying
Okay.
to get raised bump, and yeah, and some of them didn't do that at all.
It's probably good to
But
have a mixture of some raised, some lower, some yeah. I don't
I
know.
guess maybe yes, maybe somebody would like this because it's like this is like shiny and matte, you know, like this one,
Oh yeah,
but
it kind of looks like a
like
crawl glaze a little bit.
it does, yeah, like the bumps just like smushed out. But there is one that like. there's one glaze specifically that doesn't like being thick. I can tell you that. It's not a fan of being thick. So
Mm.
like those ones are a no-go for these.
Mm.
But but the other one's just kind of flattened out, so it's not that big of a deal. So
Nice.
um
25 fidgets.
yeah. I'm probably gonna post these. I'm in like the oh my fucking God, I have to make money.
You're
Um
in the need money, find it period.
yeah, stress of
Because
life.
your last official day as of recording this is tomorrow, so
Yeah.
the clock is ticking.
I'm like, but I'm at the, I don't know if you get to this, but I'm at the stressed level that you're like zen. Like, have you ever gotten that stressed?
Like almost where you're frozen, but you're like,
Yes, yes.
it's okay. It's like not the end of the world. Like you overthink it so much that you're just like chill about it.
Yeah, or you it's like feel dead inside, a little bit. You're just like, cool, cool, cool. If somebody shot me in the heart right now, I don't think I'd care. Like, but I also feel like I'm coming out the other side. Like I sold some earrings this week and I'm not gonna lie to you. This is some real shit, okay? Ryan doesn't get this very often. He doesn't have like I guess with some of your online selling, you do have a few failures, but like I would say generally your failure rate is low. Which makes sense because you do a lot of research. But I like did a really quick like I'm selling these earrings sale and it was like way over the top, like too many choices and
Hmm.
because that's who I am. And the first like the night of I sold like two
Hmm.
and I'm like trying to get to like $400 a week kind of thing and I cried. I was like this is gonna be terrible blah, blah, blah. Like I was
Yeah, it's
like
like you're at a work day and you're like waiting for the weekend and you're just staring at the clock. Like you're just
yeah.
staring at that dollar figure and you're like, "All right, I'm waiting for the next sale to come in. When is that going to come? Because I need to get to this time or this dollar
Yeah.
figure."
Yeah, and it's just and I like cried and then the next morning I got a few more sales. So I ended up making almost $300, I
Okay.
think, which I feel comfortable with.
Yeah.
Like cuz I we've discussed this, but my first instinct is to fail. Even though like I know that I want to succeed, I always convince myself it's not going to be that great. Because if I don't do that great, then I'm fine.
Yeah.
Like
I heard something recently that was, I think it was from a guy that I follow on Instagram that just does, he's an artist and he just talks about things about living as an artist. And one thing he was talking about was like expectations of don't expect unrealistic results from a realistic amount of effort or something like that. Like they need to
oh
match. Like
yeah.
if you have an unrealistic amount of effort, like you might get unrealistic results, but be realistic about the effort side of it and the result side of it. So
I feel
like,
like I have got that unlocked though. My realism to what is expected is right there, right? Like I don't feel, especially with the amount of time that I've like put into this fucking game, I was like, you know what? $200 would be great.
mm-hmm,
Like, and that's really not a lot to ask for. That was like four pairs of earrings or
mm-hmm,
whatever, like maybe eight. But um yeah. But yes, definitely. Like if you don't put the work in and you're like, I was just listening to a podcast about something and this lady was like, yeah, so he quit his job to become a professional boxer, but he doesn't go to the gym. And it's like, like, or he hasn't been to the gym yet. And it's like, okay, you have to put in the work to get the reward. Like you have
right,
to.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you're building that muscle. So,
You can't stare at a wheel all day and expect to make
but also
a
you can't
thousand
make four hundred
pots.
dollars if you don't post to say that I have something for sale. So like, you're making an effort to get out there and post about it to say like,
Yeah.
well, I'm not going to sell anything if I don't even say that I got stuff to sell. So
Yeah.
that's good momentum. And then I tend to avoid the big updates and stuff these days. So I kind of post stuff silently that I update my Etsy. I don't make a big hullabaloo about
Right.
I'm building anticipation and all this stuff because I feel like that's led to disappointment when I have too high expectations. I'm like, oh, I'm going to sell this. I've got like six of each thing ready to go so I can be prepared. And
You are a prepared person, and I feel like that is just a fucking recipe for disaster when it comes to online situations.
yeah, I mean,
Like when we do what we do, like when we make stuff that's like consistent, you know?
I'm trying to. I was telling Rachel this because we recently put spoon rests and garlic graters on Etsy, like updated the spoon rest, but put the garlic graters on for the first time. And I'm like, okay, take these photos, like take good photos because I'm not going to update these photos for like 2 years. So get the listings good.
Hmm.
We're going to put like five of my best color sellers of these garlic graters, and I'm never going to update the listing. So like I can maintain updating five things and I'll just consistently leave that listing up for the rest of the year and forever as long as I can. And that's kind of the way I do things. So,
Yeah, I think that's a solid way. Also, you'll be proud of me. I called my sister,
yeah.
and especially since, we've been talking about staying in our lane. Well, we haven't really been talking about it. I have. Um,
Well,
but
they're gonna hear it from Michelle with
yeah,
the
from Michelle.
episode.
She talked about like, doing what you're good at. And so I called my sister, and my sister's disabled, and so she doesn't have a full-time job or a part-time job or any job, because she's disabled, not because she's lazy. Um, and uh, so I asked her if she would help me
Hmm.
do, because she is like a whiz at like all the shit that you're good at, like posting on Etsy and doing that, like the
The
things.
systems and the organization side of
Oh,
it and
she is
the
like
computer stuff.
top banana, top banana. And if there's anybody in my family that I could work with, it's her, because I've already gotten mad at her so much that I don't think that I could get more mad. So like, you know what I'm saying? Like, like we've already been through it. You know what I'm saying? Like not now, but like
Yeah.
in the past, we've already just like gone through the trenches. So like, I can be like, nah, fuck that shit. I'm not dealing with that. You know?
Hmm.
Like if there's anybody you can be super duper honest with, it's somebody that you've said, like screamed at them, I love you. Like, yeah, bitch. Like, um, so I'm excited about that. And I also offered her to like maybe go find like wholesale people for me and stuff like that, like do
Hmm.
the fair shit, because I think she'd be really good at that.
Hmm.
So
Or like, researching galleries and just not calling, but cold
exactly,
emailing galleries that your stuff would fit in that.
exactly.
And
Like
then
I
she
think
can
that
just
would
be
be
like,
really
hey,
cool.
Becca, can you ship 10 of these things to this gallery so they can see your stuff or whatever?
Yeah. Yeah. And I want to make more of these. I think that the reason I was so hesitant about the regular fidget spinner or fidget stones is because people lost them and they dropped them so quickly. And this has the ability to be like found, and it's
Hmm.
thick.
Yeah, it's bigger.
And if I threw this across the room, it wouldn't break in half. And you can put it on a necklace if you want it.
Hmm.
I wanted something a little bit more versatile that is a little bit more realistic.
Hmm.
Like the thing about those, like, yeah, you keep yours on your desk, which is perfect, but like I would never keep mine on my desk. I'd want to put it in my pocket
Hmm.
or like wear it or something or put it on a keychain. Like this would be a perfect keychain.
Yeah.
So I think that that's why I was kind of like like waiting. But
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah, I like to they've been good so far. I didn't sell as many. I think it really depends on the show that I'm at. Like if you're in a city or an environment where there's a lot of like fidgeters and I don't know how to explain the audience of that,
I do. Liberals.
but
I'm
I mean,
serious. Go to a college campus. Boom.
honestly, that kind of tracks because because I was in Berea, which is like middle of nowhere, Kentucky, hills of Kentucky, and I sold like 12. But if I go to Lexington, where it's going to be like college dorm move-in weekend for Woodland, I'll probably sell a
Oh
bunch. I
yeah.
sold a bunch in St. Louis, like
Where was that? Where was that? What's that college town? In the Indiana State University is?
oh,
Or no,
Bloomington.
Bloomington. I sold so fucking many fidget stones in Bloomington,
I'll sell
and
a
that's a
bunch at the
college town,
4th
and
Street
that's like a
show coming up.
liberal ass college town, like the like fucking hoity-toity. I wear Crocs with sandals with socks, and like fucking like we go hiking on the weekends, college town, and like oh yeah, boom. Mental illness is high in. By the way, I'm saying this because I want to live there. Like,
Your audio is lower. I don't know if you adjusted something, but it sounded a little lighter after a second. I don't know why.
what about now?
Kinda better.
I don't know how to do that, Ryan.
I think you're just closer to the mic.
Oh, okay. Also, before we get to you, because I want to get to you, I started listening to a new podcast. And it's just a regular fucking basic bitch podcast that everybody needs to listen to. Especially if you might live in the South. Uh, it's called Bloodline Banter.
I'm writing it down.
And yeah, Bloodline Banter, and it's these two cousins. They're cousins, then they didn't meet until sixth grade. And they are as southern can be.
Okay.
And like they're
It's just
so
a
fucking
comedy
southern.
podcast is kind of how you categorize it, or
Yeah,
are there
yeah,
topics?
it's like if you ever wanted me and Ryan to just shoot the shit about our life, that's the podcast. Like that's what they do.
That
They
is
just shoot
okay.
they like go in and he's like, "You know what's fucking pissing me off right now?" And they're best friends, and it is the funniest shit
Oh
I
my
have
gosh, their
ever heard.
cover photo is hilarious.
It's hilarious. And they're 20, like 21 and 22. So they're really young,
Oh,
but they're
okay.
but with the Riley, they're Landon and Riley. Riley acts like he's like 45. He is so funny. Like he had a story about getting stopped by the Walmart security because he took his kale into the restroom.
Oh my gosh.
He was like, I'm not leaving my fucking kale outside the restroom. He's like, I didn't take it with me. I just put it on the counter. And then the security guy was like, you're shoplifting. And he's like, bring a security guard. Bring him.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
It is so funny. I was at work and I don't think I can watch it at work anymore or listen to it at work anymore because I was giggling so much.
Well, you only got one more day to listen to it, so
That's
you'll have
true.
you'll have some time to listen to it.
Yeah.
Now
So
that you're giving
anyway,
a podcast recommendation, my podcast recommendation that I've been listening to on repeat for a long time, probably the last
yeah.
couple months, is The Confused Breakfast, which is a movie podcast. And they
I'm not gonna lie,
review.
I tried to start listening to it and I've
Did
been
you start with
really
like a movie
into
you love or something?
no, and that's what I need to do. I'm just like still really into what went wrong. I don't know why.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I took a break from what went wrong. I just had so much backlog of Confused Breakfast that I could listen to, and there's so much like they're basically reviewing movies from their childhood nostalgically, and then
Mm,
they go over like a little bit of background of the movie, kind of like what went wrong goes in deep on a little
yeah.
bit of that, a little bit of critic reviews, and then they go in and they go kind of quote unquote scene by scene, which is like they break the movie into like 5 scenes, and then they just talk about it.
Oh, that's not my kind of shtick at all.
So I'm
Like,
like listening to them talk about these movies and why they're, you know, what it's going on, and then
mm-hmm.
that kind of thing.
I wish I liked that stuff. I am such Sometimes I listen to the things I listen to and I'm like, nobody listens to this. I know nobody listens to this. Like, there's no fucking way that somebody thinks that the science of your brain is that interesting. Like, like, I'm the type of person that if they're not talking about science, history, or something I can learn, I'm not listening. I like this.
But the banter one is just a
I
shoot the
was
shit
just
one.
gonna get to that. I could only listen to like two episodes at a time, and then I had to move on to something new.
Okay.
Like, it's a new venture for me. I don't know if I'll last long, but I love their TikTok. I think it's so fucking funny.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, like I'm just like an 85-year-old woman trapped in like a History Channel's body. Like I just don't know
Yeah.
what's going on.
Yeah,
So
that's what you're into. I was a movie kid growing up. I would go to Circuit City and buy their $5 movies. I would look at the ad on Sunday of what discount movies were in the Circuit City ad, and they would show stacks of movies for like $3, and I would be inspecting the ad to see which movies were in that stack so I can see which ones I wanted from the big bin that they have them in, and I would dig through and find that $3 movie. And I just
I
had
think
like
that,
hundreds of
yeah,
movies as a kid, and I loved watching movies, and that's
I
why
think
I
that
love it.
that's, I think that that's a lot of the reasons why we've become and remain such good friends is because we both do love movies to like the nth degree.
Hmm.
Like I like the back end of it. I like to understand how it was made, and
Hmm.
I think you like the whole picture of it. But yeah, we definitely have that in common. I am
Yeah,
a like if movies could be a hobby, that's my hobby.
yeah. And the guys that hosted are just three guys from Iowa. They're in the middle of Iowa, and
I can get down with
I
that,
think
yeah.
they're musicians. So the one guy's a drummer, and the other guys are in bands as well, or have been in bands. So that's kind of how they know each other. One guy has like horrible movie recommendations that are like out there, and I'm like, I'm not gonna like any of the movies that he says because sometimes they do like top five lists or top rom coms or top whatever
Oh
lists, and
yeah.
I'm like, I don't know any of these movies he's talking about. But
I'll tell you what, if you want to go for a wild ride on the movie list, you go find IMDb's top 100. Start at 1, go down to 100, then go back to 2, and then go to 99. Just go up and down
just
all the
keep
way.
watching them.
Yep, just watch the list. It's a lot.
Oh man,
It's,
that is. I mean, I wouldn't just keep looping through, but
Spartacus! Spartacus!
oh man. So yeah, so a lot of them I'm just picking movies that I love and listening to them talk about it, and it's great.
I think the coolest thing about what went wrong for me is that they'll talk about a movie I've never seen and I don't need to see it.
Yeah,
And that's like the coolest thing. I try to find movies that I actually haven't seen and listen to them talk about it.
yeah. I think I tend to like listening to the ones where I've seen it, and I have this
That makes
attachment, this
sense.
nostalgia, this attachment to it, and I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, I just want to know more. It's kind of like watching those
Yeah.
special features on the movie
Yeah, for
on the
sure.
DVD or something, and I'm like, ooh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to learn about that.
Okay, tell us about you, Ryan.
What's going on? I just did a show this past weekend in Berea. I mentioned that. So
How much you make?
it was a good one, 4,000.
Shut the front fucking door.
Last year I sold 3,500, which was lower than the year before. Um, but I think it was partially booth setup, organized wise, why I sold less last year than the previous year.
Mm,
I didn't have the best flow of layout, but I sold better this year. I pretty much hit 3,500 at the end of Saturday. Sunday it
nice.
rained 80% of the day, so
Well, are we surprised? No.
it was very very wet. So
Ryan,
Sunday
how many years have you gone to Berea and how many years has it rained? Every single fucking one.
I've this is my seventh year, I think.
And it's rained every
But
single
it has
time,
historically not rained 80% of the day.
I guess.
That's a pretty yeah, it was a if I sold 3,500 for Friday and Saturday, I sold $500 on Sunday.
Yeah.
So like compared to the other days, it was like, oh.
Yeah. And Berea, when it rains, it's like a fucking swamp too. It's
Yeah, it
just,
was very
it's
I brought
rough.
clay with me to make B cups, so I made over 200 B cups in the booth.
Nice.
It rained a little bit Friday and it rained a lot Sunday, so I made a lot of B cups between the days. So those have been fun to make. Yeah, that's what's going on. We're probably 95% done with the Airbnb part of the house.
Nice.
So we're gonna open that. I think the listing will probably be up within the next week. Uh, I've got people coming for a soda workshop this weekend, so we could have
Oh
had them
yeah.
stay, but they're not staying because Cheryl and Kevin are coming here and they're staying at the house, and
Yeah.
then a few others are staying with family nearby. So
Yeah. Cheryl said that I just talked to her on the phone And she is so excited to come, by the way. And she's bringing Rachel a bundle of towels. So,
Ooh,
yeah.
Rachel's gonna like that.
hmm Yeah. That's the thing. Cheryl's like classic Midwest. If Cheryl's coming to your house, she's bringing you something.
Oh,
And it
love it.
probably was something her grandmother had. And so she's just like, if she likes you, your family immediately.
Yeah,
So
that's great.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't.
she's a
I
good
didn't
one.
actually ask. I assumed that they were driving, but I was like, yeah, they're probably gonna drive. Atlanta's not that far. Um, and
Oh
then,
yeah, I
but
don't know.
like Kevin can fly. They can fly and stuff with benefits. So I'm like,
No, I think he's retired. So
right, but he still has benefits though, or no?
I don't know. I don't know.
But yeah, I figured they would probably drive with the pots and all that stuff.
Well, they
So
like to drive, and he has this like fancy Bronco and stuff.
yeah,
So
okay. Yeah,
yeah.
so it should be a good weekend. It's a full one. This one filled really quick. This was like the first one that filled when I announced it back in April, and it's
Nice.
mid-July, so or April or March, whenever I announced it. So it's gonna be a good one. And yeah, I'm still itching to soda fire myself. I haven't soda fired for my own work in a while, so looking forward to seeing how this one turns out and all that. Erica's semi last day was yesterday, so she was
Mm,
training up Helena a little bit with some glazing and waxing, and she was helping Helena out the week before as well. And she's going to be here one more day for a couple hours before she moves, and we're going to help her move to
yeah.
Cleveland. So,
Oh,
and then we're gonna hopefully have her on the podcast to chat a little bit
hell
soon.
yeah.
So hopefully y'all can hear that this season.
She
And
will cry. Like
she was trying not to yesterday, but we like talked a little bit, and then she started tearing up at the very end, like when we were
if there is one thing I know about
saying
Erica
goodbye.
and one thing I know about me is that we're criers. She will cry. So,
Yeah. So yeah, I feel like we're in good hands, but yeah, it's hard to replace Erica. We can't replace Erica, but
no, you can't replace Erica, but you can love what she's done and
hmm
like the
and
years that she's
she's
given
doing
you.
great teaching Helena, and
Yeah.
she's gonna help Ashley out pretty soon too when we get the last day. So yeah, we're
Yeah.
in good hands. She's done a lot of good for the studio. So um,
No, I think
and
we should give her
for
more than that.
and
She's done a
for
lot of good for you.
well, yeah, I was just
Yeah.
yeah, and
Like,
yeah, it's one of those things that I actually mentioned this to her yesterday because we were kind of debriefing and stuff about like, oh, Erica's gonna be here Monday and Thursday, and I'm like, okay. I'm like, oh, Erica's gonna bring this energy. I'm not really ready for this energy. This like, how's it going? I gotta talk to her. I gotta do all this, and then I'm like, no, it's like it settles out when she gets here, and she's like, you kind of get going, and you're like, no, like we're comfortable. It's good. I'm like, it's one of those things where you're like,
is
ah.
Erica your podcast to me? Like, you know how I'm like to the podcast, I'm like, we gotta do the podcast. And then
Yeah,
every time I'm
yeah.
like, yeah,
That
that was
actually,
great.
I think I mentioned that to her. I think I said like, "Oh
Yeah.
yeah, it's similar for Becca when we record," because I'm like, I got to get ready for this. But I know that when it gets going, it's gonna be fine,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it always is. So I told her
It
that, and I'm
always
like,
is.
no, like it's good.
It always is. Yeah.
So yeah,
Erica, we love you.
we love you, Erica. Yeah, so that's what's going on. A lot of stuff, but yep.
Nice.
All right. I had actually I just did something with my kiln that I wanted to tell you about. I figured out how to find out how many firings I have on my plug-in fire
Well,
because I
yes,
was
tell
I
us,
was
Ryan.
messaging with Dimitri, and I actually found it on the website how to find it. Um it's in the menu, data menu, I think, and then last firing status.
Yep.
In the very top it says firing number, I think.
Yep.
Do you want to guess what my firing number was?
Oh, we've had it for what, 2 years?
Yeah, I think we got in the fall of 23, maybe.
I'm gonna go with
23,
68.
24, fall of 23, 24. What'd you say?
68.
68. 83.
Damn. Close.
I wonder if it counts only completed firings because the last one I did was like a test. It was the power test one, so I could see the elements.
I don't
But
know.
83 was the firing number. So it
Were
also
you
was pretty cool.
surprised?
I even exported the log of the last couple firings because I was getting some error codes on my glaze firing, and I was like, oh shit, like something's going on here. And I think it's probably the elements. So um yeah, Dimitri was like, yeah, we usually recommend when you're pushing about 70 or so.
Hmm.
That's usually about when we 65 or 70, I think is what they said.
Yeah. And it's not hard to replace the elements on those. And what I found, because when I replaced my elements, I broke a screw, literally broke it. Um, and I just went to Home Depot and found that, like, on the website, it has like the screws that are used.
Hmm.
And I like went into Home Depot. I was like, I need a stainless steel, this, and this.
Hmm.
I was like, how convenient that I literally didn't even think about it. I was like, oh, I'm just gonna look it up, and right there, boom.
Nice.
They have thought of everything.
Yeah. Yeah, I was kind of hunting around for that firing number for a long time, and I was like, why don't I just go to the website? Because I looked
Or
around
ask your
for it when I
friend
was
Becca.
diagnosing it
I'm kidding.
a few
Go to
weeks
the
ago,
website.
or a couple weeks ago when I had the error, and I was like, I didn't even think about it at that time. And then today they asked me, how many firings have you had? And I'm like, well, I don't want to ask them because I'm sure it's on the website somewhere. So I found it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got that diagnosed. I got the thermocouple replaced recently because I was like, oh, maybe it's the thermocouple. So I did replace that. That was easy to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll get in there and replace the elements once they arrive. I got those I'm going to order them and pay for them tomorrow. So yeah, easy peasy. I think you did because you did a workshop about maintaining it, right? About like replacing
Yeah.
elements.
Yeah. And yeah, it's a piece of cake. I did the workshop in like an hour. And
Yeah.
like I don't know if I replaced two. I know I replaced one for sure.
Hmm.
So,
I also looked at the manual because I had the manual for my bigger kiln, and because
mm-hmm.
it's the Genesis controller, like the manual is has a whole section for the controller, so you can
Yeah.
diagnose and look at that stuff. So I looked up the power test in there about like how to make sure your elements are in a good health or whatever, where you there's a certain firing program that you can go to test the power test, which basically turns your elements on high, and then you can like shut the light off and look at it in 20 minutes and see like the color glow of the elements to see if there's any wearing on them and discoloration and all that stuff. So that was pretty helpful to use the paper manual, which is in like a big binder, or you can like go to the website and see all the troubleshooting videos or tips in like written form on the
Mm-hmm.
website. So easy peasy.
Pumpkin squeezy.
And I went to hotkilns.com to see all that info. So if you're in need of troubleshooting, even if you don't have a L&L, but maybe you have a Genesis controller, you can still use all that information. Or if you're in need of a kiln or plug and fire, all that good stuff, you can go there and get what you need.
Yep. Wait. iTunes.com. Okay. It would not be an ad if we didn't do that at the end.
You
And you
have to
almost skipped
bookend it.
it. I know
You
you
have to
did.
bookend it with it. I wasn't gonna do it, but I was like, okay, I'll say it, and then I'm sure she's gonna come in here to close us out.
I did.
All right. Before we get to the topic, we also want to shout out one of our other sponsors that we haven't talked about in a bit because we talk about them every season for a few episodes, and that's Speedball. So they're supporting us this season as well, and we're talking about the mid-fire flux glazes. There's a few of them out there. There's three of them. I was actually using them pretty recently. I've been talking about the B cups that I've been making, and I've been painting on those mid-fire glazes. There are three of them. We got the Cocoa Flux, Carolina Blue, and Vanilla Flux. And those are your running glazes. I've been doing them by themselves with the B cups, and also layered on top of other colors. I personally like them layered. Like
Yeah.
on the B cups, they're pretty small, and they some of them did run onto the shelf because I glazed them all the way down to the base.
Yeah.
So be careful if you're using them by itself. Maybe do like a single coat at the very base and then like thicker coats up. But
I will say that like I have heard some people doing the Flux with the new Studio Pro glazes too. So
ooh, yeah.
that might be something to try out. Definitely test it, obviously. Any Flux glazes you're gonna need to like test because and inside of a bowl,
Hmm.
not on the outside of a bowl, on the inside.
Or on a rim or something like that.
Yeah.
Like maybe go conservative on the coats. Maybe do like I was doing a single coat with like a brush and just painting on a thick coat
Oh yeah.
on the rim of the B cup, and then it just runs in the inside. So definitely recommend the layering. And
Yeah.
oh yeah, that'll probably look really good with the Studio Plus because you get the contrast of the bright color with
Yeah.
a more flowy kind of organic color because the fluxes
100%.
definitely have some variation in them.
Yeah. So I haven't used them because I'm gonna be completely honest, Flux glazes are not my shtick, but that's what I've heard and I've seen them and they look great.
Yeah.
So
You could also consider that the bottles say cone 5, cone 6 on them, but if you happen to fire a little cooler, they might do something interesting if you fire it a little cooler.
yeah, just make sure you test it, obviously. Don't like
Yeah.
put them on a mug and just be like, it's fine because you want to make sure that that's like food safe if you do it
Hmm.
cooler because, you know,
Yeah.
yeah. And all the bottles say you have to test them anyway, so don't be coming to us and be like, this didn't work, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, no, you have to test it.
Hmm. Yeah, I thought I would like the Carolina Blue the best, but honestly, with the layering that I was doing, I thought the Vanilla Flux was probably the most versatile.
Yeah.
Kind of reminded me a little bit of the Natural Opal mid-fire glaze,
Oh, yeah.
and kind of like that, but a little runnier. So definitely a good option. I didn't test too many with putting the flux underneath the colors, but yeah, it was a good option. And
I think that the Studio Pro, like, or the Studio Plus glazes, I think they were putting it on top. So they were doing a line of the Flux and then the Studio on top. So it like created a nice like color wave.
mhm.
Yeah.
And I think I might want to try them in the soda kiln at some point actually, because I'm curious. I bet they would probably do some cool stuff in there
Yeah.
because it's getting layered with the soda, and yeah, might need to give that a go. But if you want to look at the glazes, they're on their website, and also we have a special discount for you all that we just got. We don't have the code right now to tell you on the recording, but it will be in the description down below.
And I might be able to patch it in if we get it by the time the episode releases, which I hope we do. I would assume we
Okay.
do.
But
Yeah.
yeah, we should have the code down below in the show notes. And what you're going to get is 25% off of bats, tools, glazes, and underglazes.
That's good.
So, we've talked about the glazes just now. We've talked about the mid-fire glazes. We talked about the underglazes, of course, the bats. If you want to get some pink bats with us on it, if you want to get some of those tools like the Boss ribs or the Boss base, you can get some of those. The only thing that's basically they want to mention that's not included is like wheels. Like you're not getting 25% off a wheel.
I- I'll tell you what. I get an employee discount until tomorrow, and I asked what the and it, like let me. I'm not going to tell you what the employee discount is at Speedball, but it's good. Let's just say it's fucking good, right? And I asked what the discount would be on a wheel, and it is not. And like the cost of those wheels is so high. Like they're not making. I don't know anybody that makes a bunch of money on wheels, but
Hmm.
like like if you get a discount on a wheel, consider yourself very lucky.
Yeah.
Like it costs a lot of money to make a pottery wheel.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the so many parts to it, and then you all actually had to assemble them in house.
Yes. I did
right?
do that. Yeah.
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 So they know the all the numbers that go into making it profitable, and
Yeah.
you just think of all the people down the line of like having to sell and resell and buy stuff wholesale and yeah, buying stuff at cost and yeah.
For sure.
Whew.
Okay, I'm gonna do my song. Okay. Well, what's the new website? It's speedballart.com, right?
Yes, it is. Speedballart.com. It's a new website, so it looks really good. And they're
It
working on
looks
the
great.
layering library, so you can see all these glazes layered. They're going to get that up, I think, in the fall. So stay
Yeah.
tuned for that. They're kind of working on that, but
And are you ready for my jingle?
I am ready.
SPEEDBALL Speedball. It might be
Art.com.
my favorite jingle. It,
Yeah, that's
it
a good
is
one.
for
That's a
sure
good
my
one. It's
favorite
been a
jingle.
while, so we
Yeah.
were in need of that.
I told you originally what that came from, right? It's a song.
I think you did, but I don't remember.
Okay, well, I'm about to grace the presence of this audience with the song. It's a song that my mom used to sing to us when we were little. There's two parts. I won't sing you both parts, but it goes LOLLIPOP spells lollipop, lollipop. It's the only decent kind of candy. The guy that made it must have been a dandy. LOLLIPOPUC. It's something on a stick and it's bound to make you sick. It's lollipop for me.
Yes, 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 yes. I remember that now that you mentioned. I couldn't sing it, but I
Yeah.
remembered it as soon as you started going.
Are
All right, are we ready for the topic today? It's
we
going to
going to be
be
able to do this in an hour?
we'll see what we can get through. We gotta go through it. We're doing a
It
Q and
could
A
be a
episode.
two-parter.
It could be a two-parter. Yeah, we could do that.
Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll stop and then continue next week.
Yeah. So we're doing a Q and A episode. We've got some questions that we got from you all, whether it was in the past or we just asked for them by email. If you're on the email list, I sent it out and I got a couple good ones. Like one of them's like a whole topic that's going to be covered at some point in the future. But got some questions from that, and then also on Instagram in a post and stories. So thank you all for sending those. We got some from folks that we've seen ask questions a lot before, and some new ones. So we're gonna run through some of these questions, and I'm gonna start with a rapid fire one, Becca. This was from Corinne at Perched Pottery. What's your favorite glaze if you could use only one?
God damn it. You
I
know,
had
I
an
read
idea
these
what you're gonna
yesterday.
say because you used it in your studio for so many years, but I
Are
mean,
we talking brand? Like glaze brand?
oh, I
Or
was thinking
like
like individual glaze color or glaze.
individual glaze color? Okay. Um, okay. Also, by the way, I did read these questions. Um, does that mean I remember them? Absolutely not. So, okay. Uh, I would say aqua, my aqua glaze.
Is that it's just a generic aqua glaze?
No, I don't know. What were you gonna say for me?
I thought you were gonna say June Perry Red because that was your base for like every single glaze that you mixed in the studio.
Well, yeah, aqua is the June Perry red base, but with a copper. Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah, June Perry
it
Red's maybe a little bit of a cop out because it's the base.
yeah. So I wasn't going that general because that's kind of a cop out, you're right. But
But June
no,
Perry
I did
Red
it.
is it's not necessarily like the June Perry Red is the base with a certain colorant, right? Or
Yeah, June Perry red is and the June Perry red we're talking about is in John Britt's book Cone Six Glazes. And pff, I got real fucking lucky when I started pottery and hit the glaze jackpot because I just picked that one and it ended up working great.
you just saw a test tile in the book and you were like, that looks amazing. I like that.
And I
Let's
was
that one.
like, oh, that's the closest to red I'm ever gonna get. So, you know, and so, but then which by the way, it's not even red, it's pink. Um, and then I took out the colorant, so I got so it has tin and cobalt in it. That's what makes it a little purpley and
Mm,
a little copper or no chrome. It's got a tiny bit of chrome. So I took all three of those out and then I added one, I added iron oxide, one I added yellow iron oxide.
mm,
And because I didn't like how chrome looks because it's too green, so I added in yellow iron oxide and I think I added a tiny bit of cobalt with that, and it turned
mm.
into this nice olive color. And then the aqua one was it was the base with copper.
Copper carb. Yeah.
Yeah, and I did literally I every single color you could think of, I added into to the base of June Perry Red.
hmm So you're just
Except
experimenting and like, okay,
yeah,
I need a
except for white.
white. Okay.
My white glaze is fucking phenomenal. I think you have it too.
Yeah, that's what I
And
use. So you
I
stumbled upon the white, or you got it from somebody because you needed a white.
no, I found the white in a forum in like
Oh.
2012.
hmm
And no, like 14 probably. And it's just dynamite.
hmm
And like seven of our friends have it and use
hmm
it.
Yeah, and
Um,
that's mostly like Zerka packs to get the white
yeah.
for the colorant
Yeah. So I
on
would
there.
have either like honestly, that white or the aqua.
Okay. All right, my favorite glaze. I'm gonna say floating blue because I use it on
I
like
can't
so
believe it.
many things.
I'm so surprised.
Yeah, it's
I
very versatile, and yeah, people love blue. So
yeah.
floating blue, easy answer. All right,
You want me to ask this next one?
sure.
Are we just going in order?
I was just gonna go down the list. Yeah,
Sweet. Okay. Corinne has some great. She had some great
yeah. This
questions.
was when we asked for rapid fires, and they were good
Yeah.
ones.
If you could take any in-person pottery workshop with no worries about cost or location, what workshop would you take, or who would you want to take a workshop from?
Mm, I feel like I already thought of this. I mean, right now I'm kind of on the um I want to say Judah Birkland is his name, the guy that does the compact wood kilns.
Mm.
I would like to attend one of those when he's assembling them or talking about them. The compact wood kiln, which is kind of like a it says a gas kiln, but it fires with wood, so it looks like a those big gas kilns that you'd see at communities or a college or something. That's what I'm kind of
Mm-hmm.
into right now. So I feel like that would be my answer right now, but that could change if I was a year down the road or something.
I'm thinking. I have been thinking. I didn't listen to your question at all or answer at all. Um, I apologize. Uh, I I have no idea. Like the first thing that comes to my head is Renee Lepresti.
Mm,
Like something where or maybe a slip casting workshop,
mm.
with
I feel like I don't hear a lot about slip casting workshops. I feel like
like
that would
Peter
be,
Pincus or something like that.
yeah.
I think that, but at the same time, like I
Ooh, I
think
have
about
a
the
different
workshop
one.
I did with Danny Meisiker and how like it had a ton of freedom just to do whatever the fuck you wanted. And it really like sparked this like punch in the arm for me that I really liked.
hmm
Um, but yeah, so I think actually I'll probably go with Peter Pincus.
Peter Pincus. Okay.
There isn't a
My,
lot of throwing, but I don't know a lot about slip casting, and I definitely don't know anything about multiple part slip casting. And
mhm.
I got that name right, right?
Peter Pincus. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I'm pretty sure. I'm
And
pretty
he,
sure.
I'm pretty
Now I'm
positive.
questioning it
Now,
because
yeah,
you're
I know.
questioning it.
Um, so I feel like that is who I'd want to do it from.
Yeah, Peter Pincus. That's right. My backup was John Britt because I just hear that his workshops are so fun and he's hilarious. And
I've heard that
I
too.
don't really have an interest in getting in the nitty gritty of glaze chemistry, but if I were to, I feel like that would be approachable for me
Mm,
because it doesn't
yeah.
get it's yeah. I've heard good things. So that would be my backup. And probably yeah, that's probably not that far fetched because I think he does workshops around us all the time.
He sure does. I think he'll probably do one at Beale Pottery soon again.
Yeah, I think I was when I saw them recently. I think they said that actually, or he's done one
Especially
in
since him and
Dayton.
Eric are like lovers.
Yeah,
So
yeah. All right. Corinne's last question was: would you rather travel back in time to change something you said or did that you regret, or travel into the future, say 5 years, to see if you, Becca, and Ryan are still best buds and still doing the Wheel Talk podcast. I hope you're still buddies and doing the podcast. I enjoy listening to your episodes each week.
I feel like this is a no-brainer because regardless of if we're still like doing the podcast, we'll be buddies.
Yeah.
Um, because we just don't have that bone in our body. You know what I'm saying? We don't have the fuck you forever bone.
Uh-huh.
Like,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah, I
uh,
feel like they don't compare as much with like unless they're saying in the podcast world, do we want to change something we said on the podcast or that we regret? I was picturing it more general.
I was too.
Um,
But I would want to go back in time, but I don't know if I would want to
to
change something I
change
said, but
something you said.
maybe give insight to something I'll do.
Go back in time, kind of like coach yourself in a way.
Be like, "Hey, if you do this way, this is what's going to happen," you know?
Oh, okay. Yeah, kind of going back in and give it like,
Like it's all like pat me on the shoulder and be like, "It's all going to be fine."
mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, it's I don't like the going back in time because because it's hard. It kind of reminds me of like butterfly. Like you don't know what you're gonna change. Like if you change something, is it gonna affect other things? But um,
No, haven't you seen Endgame, Ryan?
no, I've not seen Endgame.
Okay, well, you know what? Okay, never mind. Continue. It's funny because like that's a Marvel movie, right? And through the whole movie, they're like, "Well, in every movie, this, and this," and they're like, "That's not how the science works." Like,
Oh, okay. It's like the things will contour around that
yeah,
one decision. It's not as impactful as it may
yeah,
seem.
exactly.
Um, yeah, I don't. Yeah, if you go back and you change something you said or did that like people don't pay attention to you as much as you think they do. So I feel like it probably would be a drop in the bucket and it wouldn't really impact anything. I feel like going to the future would be kind of interesting. Um,
Remember I told you that Tammy is the worst studio cat I've ever had in my life.
just knocking stuff over and all that, or what?
This motherfucker. He is on the shelf between all of the all of the stuff.
Yeah, I feel like I have a non-answer, but the I feel like the traveling in the future to see where Wheel Talk is, I guess would be my answer.
I do feel like that's the yeah. I mean like yeah, it is true. I don't really want to change what I've done in the past. I just
Yeah,
want to learn
I would
what
feel
to do
too
in the
much pressure
future.
to pick the specific time and play. Like, if I had to pick one thing, that would drive me absolutely crazy and be like, did I pick the wrong thing? I would regret the choice that I picked of where I went back to.
Mm, you know what I wouldn't do? I wouldn't cut that one hole in the van.
The
You
cat hole?
know, and just one of them, any of them.
Wait, there's more than the cat hole and there's another hole?
There's three holes.
Oh,
There's four holes.
why not? For resale value?
Yeah, just like some of the holes just didn't need to happen. You know what I'm saying? There's just like,
just cut, just cutting holes in the van. That's all right. Measure twice, cut once, Becca.
no, measure twice, cut thrice.
Okay. All right,
uh,
next question.
okay. Uh, this is Charles, cool guy Charlie.
Yep.
I was just wondering what you would do if a customer wanted to return or refund an item that has nothing wrong with it. I understand if there's a defect or it breaks, but if they just change their mind, what would you tell them? Thanks again for the awesome podcast. I look forward to listening every week and checking out the new makers of the moment you feature as well. Well, sorry about that. We're not doing one today. Anyway, uh, okay, what's your answer?
My answer
I
is just accept it gladly. I don't, people have reasons they want to refund stuff. I don't fault them at all. I don't feel anything against them for wanting to refund something. As long as it's in the same condition in which they bought it, I don't really care. So I'll gladly take it back.
You're better than me.
I'm not like, hey, you made that decision, you got to live with it. Money's
That's
already spent.
exactly how I feel. I'm like, suck it up, Buttercup. I don't give a fuck. No.
So do you just
Um,
ignore that email or
yeah. Um,
what's a
like they want a
return?
refund or they just want to
Wanted a
return it.
return to return or refund an item that has nothing wrong with it.
If they wanted to return it and give it back to me, that's fine. I might pay them half,
So you take it
maybe.
back and give them 50% back.
Maybe. It depends on how closely related the item and the incident was, you know?
What if
Like,
it was a show that came to last weekend?
yeah,
Or
that'd be
within
really
30 days. We'll
tough.
say within 30 days. I feel like 30 days is a pretty standard refund policy for most places.
You know what I'd probably do? If I was feeling nice that day, I'd probably say, here's your money back, give it to a friend.
Mm, I like that. Yeah.
Because I don't want to go through the fucking hassle of taking it back and like checking to see if anything's wrong with it
Yeah,
and
and then selling it and you're like, this
like
has been
selling it.
used.
The likelihood of me selling it after somebody's had it is slim to none. So
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good idea. I like that. Especially if they're out of town, like, yeah, keep it, give it.
then,
Or just yeah, just
then it makes them feel bad a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like,
Maybe it wasn't for you, but I'm sure you could find somebody that will enjoy it. And then like
yeah,
you're kind of giving them homework. Your job is to
yeah.
give it to somebody.
Or drop it off at Goodwill.
Drop it off at Goodwill. If we got it back and you brought up a good point about like making sure it's usable, I'd probably put it on the pottery library for people to buy or something.
Yeah,
Or not to buy, for people to just take.
take. Yeah. Yeah, like I think that's the key is like I'm not gonna resell it.
Yeah.
Just give it to some kid, you know? I don't care.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, maybe I would consider putting it in a mystery box or something if it looked untouched or whatever.
yeah.
But I mean, I had somebody recently that bought something online. It was two espresso mugs, and they brought them. They lived close to me, and they brought them, and they exchanged them for two bigger mugs.
Mm.
Like she just unwrapped them and like looked at them, and then she reached out within a week and was like, "Hey, can I come and exchange them?" And she did. So that worked
I
out.
have no problem with an exchange. None.
Yeah,
That I feel differently about that.
yeah,
But if somebody was like, you know, I just don't like this anymore. If somebody was like, hey, I have to pay a bill tomorrow, here, take your money.
right.
Like, but if somebody was just like, you know, I just don't like this. Like, you liked it when you saw it. Shut the fuck up. Get out of here. Like,
And I wonder if the person that's doing the refund is like, if they were the person at the show that was so indecisive and they took like 15 minutes to pick the thing, and then they picked the thing and then they had
yeah,
regret and they're like bringing it back, like, oh, I actually, in reality, like, I didn't want this as much as I thought I did. Like,
maybe you should grow some balls.
the
Okay.
indecisiveness. Whew.
I say this, by the way, I say all of this, and that is not exactly what I would say at all because I'm too nice. So,
Yeah. All right. Next question is from Sean Reed Pottery. We've got a few from Sean, so thank you for sending those. When do you say no to a commission piece that is not your style?
when it's not your style,
When do you say no to a commission piece that is not your style?
when it's not your style.
I just say sorry, this is outside of my skill set and I'm not
Yeah.
interested.
If
Best
you're
of luck
really
finding
nice,
someone.
yeah, if you're really nice and that style is something you know somebody else might do, then point them in a different direction.
Yeah.
You know?
I keep
Yeah.
some names in my back pocket. I actually picked up a card from a lady that was across from me at the show in Berea that makes butter dishes, and I'm like, I got a card because when people ask me about it, I'm gonna tell them your name.
Yeah, for sure. Butter
So
dish lady.
yes, butter dish. Yeah, there's so many people out there making stuff. Don't feel like you have to fulfill a
Mm-mm.
request just because somebody asks you.
Mm-mm. Yeah, and also like if and even if it's not if even if it is in your style and you just know that that's never going to happen and you're not going to do it, be honest with yourself.
Hmm.
Okay? Be honest with yourself and be honest with your customer and say, "Listen, I'm sorry. I can't. Like it's not in my scope. I'm not going to be able to do this."
Yeah.
You know? Or give them an insane price that makes you want to do it. But I honestly, I would even lean towards not even doing that. Just saying,
Yeah.
like, just being honest with yourself. Just be like, am I gonna do this? Like, I have some earrings that I'm supposed to make Kira, Butch
Hmm.
Nikolai's wife. By the way, I told her I'd make these 2 years ago.
Oh my gosh, she long forgot about this.
Oh, I haven't forgotten.
No, she forgot.
Oh, she probably did. I haven't. I went through the worst depression episode of my life, and they're just I still have the bag of the ones that she wanted. And like
Oh, they're like ready to go. You just haven't shipped them?
no, it's not they're not done. I have to put them on silver and I just haven't like I put my silver stuff away and I haven't gotten it back
Oh,
out. And
okay.
so it's just like is that situation but like thankfully I know that she doesn't really care that much. And when she gets them, she'll get them for free.
She would be
But
pleasantly surprised when she gets them because she's gonna be like,
yeah,
"Wait, I got like." You almost need to ask, like, show her like it's a gift or something. Like, tell her
I
like,
know.
"Hey, I
But
bet you
like
forgot
yeah,
about these,
like
but I didn't."
right. It's like one of those things that if I
Jerk.
had been honest with myself, I would have been like, no. But here we are 2 years later.
Well, some of those things come up where you're like chatting with somebody and they're like, "I gotta get
Yeah.
some earrings from you," and you're like, "Yeah, I'll send you some." And it's just like a throwaway comment. Like, do I bank that as like
Yeah.
it's actually gonna happen, or is that just like, "Oh yeah, we'll do that"?
Yeah.
Because
For sure.
yeah. Um, Next one from Sean was, how do you balance between making stuff that you like versus stuff that will sell?
Isn't that the question? Isn't
Hmm.
that the
I
question?
think this has probably shifted a little bit over the years, but has that shifted for you over the years?
I don't even know the answer to this question. I don't think I can give you an actual answer to this question because I still haven't figured it out.
Hmm. I think I think for me the thing is like, sure, it's nice to hear from people that say make what you like and like it'll be fine, but I think you almost got to make the stuff that sells to fund your ability to make the stuff that you want. And you kind of like balance it out so that you can still keep doing the art, because if you can't keep doing it because you're making everything that you like and you can't sell it, then what good is that? Um,
Yeah,
I don't
I
know. It
think the
makes a weird relationship with the stuff you like if they're not selling and you like, I don't know. But
I feel like you and I have actually I say that I haven't figured out this answer, but I guess we kind of both have in our own way, right? And in the same way, actually, is that we created two different lines.
mhm.
So I think that must be the way to do it until the one line that like I also okay. I think creating two different lines is great. Like creating your boring line and then the line that's like pure fun. Um and then what happens is that then you start selling more of the line that's pure fun and then you're like fuck this shit. It's so hard. Um it takes too much time, blah blah
Yeah, I don't
blah.
think I could physically, my hands couldn't physically keep up with making the hard
Right.
stuff.
So I think that having that second, that like making that more sparse and more precious is like important almost. And then having that regular stuff that it's like your bread and butter, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, it kind of
That,
keeps it desirable.
yeah,
And
not only for you, but for your customers.
yeah,
Like,
and I would feel kind of robotic if I just had to make the fancy stuff. Like, I don't know. I kind of like just being able to make my own decisions, and whatever comes out of the
yeah,
fancy stuff batch of work comes out of it. And I'm not like, oh, I got to get in there and I got to make this and I got to do this and I got to like so much pressure built into it. It's like I
yeah,
make it like when I can make it, and if I don't, it's fine.
yeah. Can you solve a Rubik's Cube?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. He's got a Rubik's Cube in his hand. That's what I was asking. Um, do you see Isaac's son can solve a Rubik's Cube?
Yeah, I was questioning whether I actually was showing him a little bit when I was there, so I don't know. I think he was already interested in it. He was already playing around with it, but
Yeah.
yeah, and I was showing
I can't.
Hannah's son the Rubik's Cube too when I went and visited her recently, and or when I saw her for the wood firing and stuff, and we hung out. So I was showing him a little bit. Yeah, I
Yeah.
haven't picked it up in a while, but yeah, that's always a good question. Making stuff you like versus stuff that will sell.
I think it's the age-old question.
And
And it's
I
like
think the
some
people that have
people,
kind of figured it out tend to say like, "Oh, just make the things you love and the like it'll come." But I feel
I
like
think
they've
that's
already
fucking
made it.
bullshit.
They've
That's
already made it.
bullshit.
It's kind of like the people that are rich are like, "Oh yeah, you got to do the thing you love." It's like, "Okay, but like you already have proven that it works for you, but like that's not going to work for everybody."
And it's like some of us are weirdos, okay? Like the percentage of people in the world that are as weird as we are is not high. So like if you aren't famous, nobody's gonna like your shit. Except for that one person wearing sandals with socks. Like like this shit, like this weird ass color combinations and stuff. Not everybody, nobody likes that stuff. I have fought this my whole life. I am a weird fucking human being. Like if if I made the stuff that I love fully, like that I want to like if I just like threw up on a cup the way that I want to do it, nobody would buy it.
Well, I don't know. I feel like yeah, it's or you've got to withstand long enough that you find the people that do want to buy it.
Yeah, I guess.
Like,
Yeah,
are
I
you
mean, you gotta
willing to
find a
go through
gallery.
that period?
Yeah, yeah. Like, when is it so weird that it's fine art? You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like,
Because to some extent, like, I mean, we're reading the Rick Rubin book. He was talking about the audience is not like you shouldn't be doing it for the audience because the validation and all that. That should be you should be making the art because you like to make the art. You shouldn't be doing it for the audience.
yeah,
They
but
should
he's a
be the
millionaire.
last thing. But there's not any truth to that. That can cloud your judgment. I think it can cloud your judgment if you're just making for the audience.
I guess that's true.
Like if you're doing it just for the validation of somebody to say
Oh, yeah,
something.
yeah, yeah.
Like I think you
Yeah.
should internally want to be doing the thing or else
Yeah,
like it's only going to go so far if you need the validation.
yeah. I would say also if you have if if you have the time, do whatever the fuck you want. Like the time and the money, do whatever the fuck you want. But like some of us have to grind, you know? So, and I think that there's seasons, you know? You have a grind season and then you have a, yeah, I'm cool. Like,
Hmm.
I can kind of get away with what I want to get away with.
Yeah.
I feel like I almost hit that season and I want to get back to that, you know?
Like a time to relax after you like your fruit has kind of
Yeah. The tree has grown, the fruit is sprouted.
yeah.
So, like, if you're asking me that question, um, in the first 4 years, the answer is suck it up, Buttercup. If you're asking me that question after 15 years, do what you want. Figure it out. You'll figure it out.
Hmm.
You know?
Yeah,
It's like you kind of,
there's another question from Sean that'll be kind of similar and I feel like
yeah.
we'll kind of have some thoughts about that too. Um
Should we read it next?
uh I can.
I
The
think I see it. I can move it up there.
okay. Yep, it's that one.
The, uh-huh.
Okay,
Yep, yep.
so the question, this will be the third Sean question. Thank you for sending those questions, by the way, Sean. The
Yeah,
first
you
two
have great
were
questions.
old
These are,
ones. Those have been around for a bit.
yeah, these are great questions.
The third one is finding your voice and stop scrolling social media. I can't seem to find my niche or whatever. Um, yeah, I think a lot of it, and this is going to kind of go back to like waiting for inspiration and motivation and all that stuff. Like, I think, and I think Rick Rubin also talked about that in the book about just like you got to show, and we've heard this in the other books. Like, you just got to show up and just do the thing.
Yeah.
And I think people overthink the whole like finding your style. How do you find your style? I haven't found my style. I need it to like become this thing, and like it's this mountain to climb. And then when you find it, you're like all set and you're coasting. It's just like I think the act of you being in the studio and making things, it's gonna reveal your like quote unquote voice or style or
Mm-hmm.
whatnot. And like I've cared less about scrolling social media the last few months,
Yeah.
and I think that's been a good thing. I still feel some guilt about like not posting as much. Not guilt maybe, but like I'm leaving some things on the table in a way because I'm not posting as
Mm,
much. But also I think it's like I'm finding contentment with spending the time doing the things that I want to spend my time doing
mm.
and not and putting the barriers on it of like setting a time limit on there so it blocks me out of the app and like doing that thing because you're not productive if you're just sitting there scrolling. Sure, you can say like, "Oh, I'm researching," but like I'm getting influenced. I'm getting motivated, but like you can only consume so much audiobooks and podcasts and all that. Like you got to actually do the thing at the end of the day.
Yeah. I think here's what I think. I have a few opinions on this, which is so surprising. Um, I think quantity over quality. Um, like I think it's split into two, right? If it's shape, if we're talking specifically about ceramics, if it's shape versus surface, right? If it's
Mhm.
surface area, that is something you can do on a piece of paper. You can find your style on a piece of paper before anything else, right? Potentially. Like, obviously, it gets a little mucky with like Sgraffito and shit like that. But I would say while you're watching TV, while you're doing something that doesn't, that like you're focusing on something else, so you're just like mindlessly doing something, take like a fucking 4x6 piece of paper or whatever, a notebook, and just draw. Just like draw. Because you're going to find out what you want to draw.
Mhm.
Even if you're doodling, like I did, you guys can't see this, but I did this while we were on the, I was in therapy and I drew this. And it's just a bunch of lines, but it's so very indicative of my style, you know?
Mhm.
It like just is my style. And like, my mom always like scratches on a note card when she's on the phone or something like that.
Mhm.
Like, I think that that's a really good starting point to see where you want to be for like a surface decoration situation.
Mhm.
Like what kind of patterns do you like? Do you like to draw trees? Do you like to draw mountains? Are you a words person?
Yeah,
Like,
because I
is
do
it?
not draw. I don't ever draw. I'm not a drawer. I'm not a doodler.
Yeah, you're not a doer, right? And uh, like I said, like it's obviously can go a bunch of different ways. But on top of that, if maybe drawing isn't your shtick, then make 10 cups and do a cup a night and do it different, you know? And like, but don't box yourself into one style or whatever. Just do whatever the fuck you want. Like do a challenge, do 30 at 30. Like
Hmm.
right now, Callahan, and I respect this, Callahan's kind of like really putting himself out there and he's doing 1,000 mug project. He is coming up with some killer like stuff.
Yeah,
And like he
he's
just did a
breaking the bounds
pog
of what a
cup.
mug is because it's like fully sculpture and then some of it's just
Yeah.
like themed and he can go down a 10 mugs for a certain theme or
Yeah, exactly. Like, don't like take your brain out of the equation and just do it. Like, just do it. And same with shapes. Like, get 50 pieces of clay that are the same size and just start throwing. And the one that sticks will stick, you know? Like, make sure they're different. And when
yeah,
you
your
find it, you'll be
challenge is to
like,
make each one of them not identical or
not the
whatever.
same. Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you find the one you like, you'll know, you know?
Hmm.
And I think that's like, I think that's probably what's helped me the best. Or go to a workshop.
A workshop, yeah.
Like go someplace that helps you or lets you just explore without any repercussions.
Hmm.
Don't sell anything that you make. Like within that. Like that, those things
No
that you're
pressure to
like,
sell the thing. Don't
yeah,
make it with
don't
the
have
intention of
any
I need to sell
pressure.
this thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I would suggest.
The only other thing I was thinking of as you were saying that was going to be counter to what I originally said, which was get in the studio
That's
and just
okay.
make stuff, was going to be maybe get out and don't think so hard about like being in the studio. Like get out and go
Yeah.
on a walk or go play golf or go do something that you enjoy that is turning your brain off in a way. Maybe
Yeah.
take the headphones out, leave your phone or like put it in your pocket, do not disturb, like get all the distractions out so you can just focus on being present
Hmm.
in nature
Go for a
or
drive.
doing something that you enjoy that allows your brain to just kind of meander.
Yeah.
Sometimes I find that when I'm like in the shower or like if we go on a if I'm walking or
Hmm.
whatever. But
I like think trips.
mhm,
Go for a weekend by yourself and just think while you're driving.
yeah,
Yeah.
some of that'll kind of reveal itself. All right, you want to read the next one?
Yep. Sorry, I was just thinking.
Mm, there you go.
It's my think trips. Okay. How do you decide which pieces to list on Etsy versus in-person shows? And how do you manage separate Etsy inventory versus show inventory? I'm gonna pass this to you because I don't know that
Ooh.
answer. So,
Pieces on Etsy versus in-person shows. I use these days I've been using the data from what has sold best at shows. If I'm going to put oil bottles on Etsy, for instance, I want to put oil bottles that I can reproduce and I can just relist
mm,
and not list individually. So I'm using the data from what sold in person, which colors sold best, and I take the top 4 or 5 colors and I put those on Etsy. Data has proven that they are good sellers. Obviously, maybe that's market regional specific and online could be a different market, but I let that influence what colors I can stock. And I'm putting them online so that I can like keep them available and live in the shop throughout the year. And, I photograph them as a group. I include individual listings with multiple colors per listing so that I can keep track of inventory. I do set that inventory aside. I make enough inventory that I can just set it aside and keep up with it. Um, Not accidentally take stuff to a show and sell it. Actually, Rachel had that issue today. She sold something of hers that she took to a show recently and she sold the thing. So, I feel like that gets you scrambling and like worrying about keeping up with, not overselling something. So I do that. If you can't do that, then set your thing to vacation mode and take inventory when you get back home before you put it back on, put everything back in the shop. But I tend to have separate physical locations for where I keep the online inventory,
mm,
and I try to make it standard enough that I can reproduce it, and it doesn't have to be perfect. Like I make my bottles pretty similar, so as long as I can have another one that's the same color, then I do that. I do have some characteristics of like yarn bowls. I have certain cutout styles that I do, so I try to have the exact same cutout on the bowl. Because I want it to match the look and feel that they see online. So I don't want to have a mismatch there. But that's typically how I manage that inventory. And my show inventory stays in the garage in bins so that it's kind of out of sight. It's not touched. So that's what I try to do. I know there's friends that turn their shop on vacation and they keep track of it when they get back home and they keep item numbers and stuff so that they know exactly which items they sell at shows. And I know Jessica does that from Overbrook. I think she still does that, but I know she's done it in the past. All right, you have any thoughts? Is that how you would do it, or how would you maintain like what works for you? Because I'm you've done something of that in the past, right? You've
nothing
never
works for me.
nothing.
Nothing works for me. I don't know how to do that. That's why I hired my sister. I,
And maybe it's
I'm
just I
literally,
don't have an online inventory, or I have,
I like the only thing I could think of is online is something that's consistently the same. Like a bowl that always looks like that bowl, or a cup that always looks like that cup. Like, and maybe it's made to order and it takes
Mm,
like a week. Like you have them bisque, but all you have to do is glaze them. And that would be my solution.
hmm.
Um,
Keep a bisque shelf with pieces on it that you are confident you can get
yeah.
to, and
But also that doesn't really work if you have a giant ass kiln and like you don't have the like if you had a if you had the like plug and fire or something like that, that would make sense. Um, yeah. So, but I literally have no clue. This has been a problem my whole career. So,
yeah, I would recommend do whatever gives you the most like comfortability. Don't worry too much about like, oh, I'm missing out on sales. If it's gonna add to more anxiety and
yeah.
worry and like risk for mistakes, I would say stick to one or the other. Or maybe you have seasons where you don't have a show for 3 months and you can actually maintain an online shop for 3 months of the year when you don't
Yeah.
have shows, and you just have to turn that switch on and off, and you say, okay,
It,
the in-person
I
shows are
guess
good for
like
now, and then I can focus on getting things listed. And you kind of,
yeah. There is some like I know that Etsy used to have their own card reader and like sometimes you can like put things online and sell them off of like if you sell it in person, it'll come off of
yeah,
your website.
they do have
So
a Square integration that you can do that. I haven't used it in a long time because it was,
like that's an option too, but you're gonna have to figure out how to do that. I don't know how to do that. I'm just saying that would be an option, but that seems like a nightmare as well. Um,
yeah, you have to make sure you have to be pretty tight on, when you're checking something out at a show, you got to know that that's the exact item and find it in the list and like,
yeah,
all
I
that.
guess another option is just to fucking like when you have a show, just X the website, put it on hold for a day,
Yeah,
you know?
vacation mode it.
Yeah, vacation mode the website. Like, I think that's option two. I don't know. I still haven't figured that out. I'm still trying to figure out what I'm going to do. I have to get back into that shit right now, and I don't know.
Because right now you don't have an online shop,
No,
right?
no, no, no.
Right.
But I still own the domain howtodopottery.com.
Hmm. Okay. If anybody's out there in the market for howtodopottery.com,
I think I do at least. Yeah,
I think your five lines pottery has lapsed. I don't know that that is.
I have no idea. I don't know. So, yeah,
So
my
that could be
whole
an option. You
business
just
might
don't have it
change. Yeah, that's another option. Just don't sell anything online. Um,
It's
yeah,
trying to
like, and
redirect me
also,
to your Etsy shop when I type in
nice.
fivelinespottery.com. So you must have a redirect in there. So there's something there.
Yeah.
Your Etsy shop has shirts on it.
Maybe I should just redirect it to Bushcraft Tools,
Oh,
Bushcraft Pottery
Bushcraft
Tools.
Tools. Bushcraft.com.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about Bushcraft.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, I've been man, their carving tools, they're wide arc shaped tools. That's my go-to. That's the one I was waiting for the longest time. And it's in the rotation. We heard from Nikolai recently. Hopefully y'all enjoyed that episode. And
I know I did. I really enjoyed that
yeah, it was a
episode.
good time
Yeah.
hearing the ins and
I
outs.
used his tools to carve the innards of my little fidget stones.
Ooh,
So,
cool. Those were
yeah.
probably the fine ones, right? The fine tipped.
Yeah. I used different ones. There was one that's like an ovally shaped one, and then there's this one. This one looks like a donut.
Yeah, it
Um,
does.
but yeah, I really enjoyed it. And then I like rubbed in underglaze and I did like a like me using a carving tool is like a kindergartner using a carving tool. I'm like, am I doing this right?
Yeah. Yeah, luckily they're pretty versatile and it you can swap out the blades real quickly. I don't know. Did you get the 3 pack of the handles and all that? So you can have different
Yeah,
ones on
yeah, he
different.
sent me the 3 pack. Thank you, by the way, Nikolai. Truly appreciate it. He said
Yeah,
that I
the
was kind of an inspiration for the cost. I felt really proud.
oh yeah. Yeah, he's very
Yeah.
conscious about that. So
Because I like, whenever I knew him, I was like, listen, those tools are way too expensive. I'm not going to buy them. And so, yeah, I was like so outwardly expect, like, not his, the diamond core ones. But
Hmm.
anyway, yeah, and I love this trimming tool set,
The
the three ones,
forge, the
the
forge
Forge.
system.
I haven't made pots in a while that I've trimmed, and so I'm like, I keep looking at these. I'm like, I need to make something.
Yeah. They're so
So
beautiful, the handles
they're
and the
so beautiful.
magnetic.
I'm not gonna lie, it almost makes me not want to use them because they feel so nice. It's like I could just sit here and like rub my fingers across the silicone. Um, but I am excited to use them. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I haven't trimmed too many pots lately, so I need to find the right pots to trim with mine. But I think the kind of dome shaped one or the round, what
Yeah.
does it say? The crescent blade is probably going to be my
Yeah.
go-to.
I will say, there is a learning curve for these type of tools. It is not this tool. It is all tools like this. Somebody mentioned to me that like they got some chattering when they were trimming. This type of tool, it goes for every brand like this. You need to trim a little bit drier than you normally would. If it's really wet, it'll probably catch and chatter. So these type of tools definitely prefer a drier clay as opposed to a wetter clay. So keep that in mind. If you do buy them and you get some chattering, it's you, not the tool.
Hmm.
So, it took me a long time to kind of like figure that out. Like whenever I got my first I got like my first bison tool was similar to this style and I was like I fucking hate this. Um it's yeah, it's definitely you, not the tool. So just try harder.
Yeah, I definitely have experienced the chattering. I did trim a few pieces at Insika during my demo, and that was kind
Yeah.
of the first time trying them out.
Yeah,
But
but once you get them, you'll never go back. Once you figure it out, it's like the best thing ever. So,
yeah, just like anything, you got to test it out. You got to figure out the right angles and
mhm.
drynesses, of course, and like, certain clay bodies are probably going to be more forgiving than others. And
Yeah. Yeah, I'm waiting for one of my other tools to fall and shatter so that I can get one of the really nice ones.
the fancy, like tungsten ones.
Yes, the fancy tungsten ones.
Yeah.
But
Huh.
but one of my tools has to break in order for that to happen. So
Hmm. Yes.
if I throw it across the studio, no one will ever know. But
Yes. Yeah. So Becca and I both got the Dragonfly Tool Starter Detail Kit, which is the
hmm
3 blades. You get the pack of blades that come with it. So it's 8 blades in total with the 3 handles, so you can swap them out or you can switch between them easily.
Yeah.
And
Oh, and it fits an X-Acto knife. I have an X-Acto in mine right
ooh,
now.
yes, it does. I have not
Yeah.
used it with an Exacto, but I've seen people that have. So I
Yeah.
like the Variety Arc blades. Those are the newest ones that they have that came out. And yeah, that's what you're doing. So we got a discount code down in the description with the savings. I'm trying to remember what it is because it's been a bit since I've said it, but there's some discounts in there, and you can go to bushcraft.com. The discount is 15% off with code BKWheelTalk26
Boom.
at bushcraft.com, and
Nice.
one per customer can't be combined with other discounts.
And if you haven't listened to the episode with Nikolai, you should because once you do, you're going to buy some of these tools, guaranteed.
Yeah, good to hear the behind the scenes of what
Yeah.
goes into the person making the tools
Yeah, for sure.
and what kind of decisions they're making as they're thoughtfully going through starting something brand new. So, all right, bushcraft.com.
Yeah.
And back to the questions. Becca, we don't have much time here, depending on how long you're willing to go, but do you want to read the next question?
Let's go to 7:45.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah. I've been doing pop-ups here and there for a bit and need a new tent. Wondering if you have recommendations on brands. That's Salt Shine Ceramics. Um, oh, I see. Yeah. I have recommendations. Do you have recommendations?
Yeah, actually, Charles just asked me. this recently, and my recommendation was the Euramax Premium. They have different
Hmm.
names for that brand. They have the Euramax Standard, which is the square legs, but I like the Premium. They also call it a Superior, I think, if you
They
buy it
have the
off their website.
octagon legs or something,
It's the
right?
octagon legs. So it's heavier duty. It's heavier than the standard one.
Yeah.
You can still get it at Costco. It's online at Costco's website. So that was my. I also asked him, like, hey, how much money are you willing to spend?
Yeah, that's really a key portion of this question.
So that one on their website, Euramax 10 by 10, Euramax Premium is 270 with the sidewalls. So
With the sidewalls, okay.
yeah, that's pretty good. I think on their website it's pushing 300 or 350 if you get the sidewalls. So
You probably can find you could probably find a discount code too. Weirdly with tents, I feel like you can usually find a discount code for the actual website, you know.
mhm.
But I think on their website, no, that's 10 by 15. I don't know where the fuck 10 by 10 is. Um,
Yeah, they call it the Superior on their website, and it's listed, let's see, with the sidewalls, 10 by 10 hybrid canopy with zipper sidewalls, 379. So 380.
mm,
Damn. Yeah, Costco's been riding out that deal. So if you're gonna get that tent specifically, I would say get it from Costco because it's the same tent, and I've been using it for like 5 years or 4 years or something like that. So that's a good one. I did recently buy the version that Becca has had for the longest time because they had a sale going on.
how much you get yours for?
Oh, I think it's probably three and some change, maybe four. Uh,
Damn, you paid way less than I did.
um, Easy Up, Easy Up Eclipse, 10 by
Mm-hmm.
10 with sidewalls. Oh, okay, that's not what I paid. I paid more than that. Uh, 635.
Uh-huh. Yeah, 693 is what it's on right now, and you can usually find an easy up coupon code. That's a
Yeah, I got the
yeah.
Eclipse Max on their website. The list price on here might have been discounted, or I got a 10% off discount. I probably because you were talking about that. Like these websites have the
Mm-hmm.
discount codes. I saved almost $67.
Yeah.
So,
I know somebody with the cheaper version, and here's what I'll say. The cheaper versions are not as good as like your Euramax. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're gonna get an easy up, I would just go with the fucking really expensive one. Like if you're gonna sell forever, just buy the expensive one. You know what I'm saying? Like,
mhm. You're talking about if you're just looking at the Easy Up brand because it's like a notable brand and the base level 10 by 10 Easy Up, or you're talking about
yeah.
any pop
Well,
up 10
yeah,
by
I
10.
guess like yeah, like if you're looking for under $300, you can find better tents than the Easy Up brand. But if you're looking to like buy a lifer tent, you know, one that's not gonna buckle, then buying the Eclipse that's almost 600 bucks or whatever is a great tent.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
but you're paying this much money and you have to buy sidewalls. So like keep that in mind. Now, the sidewalls you get are going to be like really great, right?
Hmm. Yeah, the
So,
sidewalls themselves cost $90
yeah. So, and but they're like I don't know, are yours the heavy fabric? Because mine were like the super heavy fabric
for
ones.
the Easy Up. They are pretty heavy fabric. I have not actually used it in person yet because one
Yeah.
other thing I wanted to mention is the bag kind of sucks. But
The bag is garbage. Like
like
you're spending that much money. Like
why
give
would you
me
be
a
putting
bag
a
that works.
yeah, the Euramax bag is way better.
Like
Um,
honestly, for my tent, because I wanted to keep it good, I usually just take the top off. I take the top off completely and don't even use the bag. I just throw it in the back and then,
mhm.
you know.
Yeah, so the Eclipse by itself was listed at 578 when I bought it, and the
Yeah,
walls were 90. And then I
yeah.
got 10% off of that. So, and also we're not talking the light dome tents and all that stuff. We're talking like the most
No.
common tents that most of us are using
We're talking
for
basic bitch craft
for
tents.
like early career to like mid career.
Yeah.
kind of tents that you're going to be using. I mean, we're not talking like I'm not expecting 15 years out of this tent, but
Yeah.
if I keep
We're
good
not
care of it,
talking
you
shows
can.
that cost more than $300 tents. We're
Yeah,
like
I
you
mean, I've
use
I've
those
used it at
dome
shows
tents
that
for
expensive, but you can.
yeah, but you use those dome tents for those shows that you know you're gonna make at least 15 grand and you have like 25,000 paintings to put up. Like, you know,
Yeah,
like
yeah. You probably want to, if you want to buy one of those tents, maybe get it off somebody that's selling it used that is
yes.
getting out of the game and they're trying to pass this on to somebody because you're going to get a good price on that.
Yeah, but like you're not going to a farmer's market and putting up a fucking dome tent. Like, no.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
takes forever.
yeah, yeah.
Like,
I'm sure you've been to those shows and you've seen the people setting those up and they take a long time and they're the ones taking, they're tearing down after you because you've already popped your tent closed
yeah.
and you're out of there.
What I will say is this. Costco is a great option because if you just so happen to buy your tent and then the first show that you ever have, your entire tent gets blown over, cut in half, and then you break everything on Mother's Day, you can take it back. I don't have personal experience with this by any means, but if you can buy a tent at Costco, I recommend it
Yeah,
because they
the
have a great return policy.
I've not done that, but I will honestly, I think once I start using the Eclipse, I'm gonna just use the Eurmax bag if it fits because the
Yeah.
bag is so great because it's got the little metal foot on it that
And it wheels,
you could
yeah.
put it underneath the foot or the things and then you can strap it and like zip it closed and you can keep the little like
Yeah.
anchors in there in the bag and the
If you're
hammer.
wondering how bad the bag is, you're buying an $800 tent and your bag is the same bag that a fucking folding camping chair comes in. That's the bag,
Yeah,
okay?
you're not using there's not even a drawstring on it, I don't think, because it can't go down the whole length of the tent. Like put a fucking handle on this bag or something. Like it's like a 90-pound tent or 80-pound tent or something, and you've got a camping chair sleeve on it. Like what the fuck is going on here?
So funny. It's so bad. It's so
Horrible.
bad.
Now I
But
understand why you just had the frame and you just put
yeah.
that in your vehicle. Because I'm like, oh my
But
god.
I will say if you get the easy ups and like if something does go wrong, they do have great customer service. I got a brand new cover. I got like a for free. I got a brand new like topper for free. I got all the parts and bits and bolts that need to go to the thing for free. Like,
Mm,
you know, like I they sent me one topper and I like didn't use it for a while or whatever and it was the wrong size. And so they just sent me a new one. So
mm.
their customer service is pretty good
You know why the bag sucks so much?
because they have one that you can buy.
Exactly. That's what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
I'm like, they've got roller bags for like
Yeah.
$110. Like, what the fuck?
Honestly, worth it.
Why do I why do you spend $700 on a tent and then you get a bag that's worth 15 and you're like, okay, oh, I gotta pay the extra $100 to get a better rolling. Okay.
They are in it for the money.
I mean, the rolling one looks pretty good, but I don't want to spend $130 on it or whatever. Okay. Honestly, the Eurmax still looks better because the wheels look more heavy duty and the wheels can like come off.
Yeah. I think if you were doing shows every single week, I would probably go with a really expensive easy up tent and spend the money. But like if you knew your money was going to come back to you, but if you're doing like farmers markets, pop-ups, like all this shit where you're pulling it in and out 3 times a week, like, I'd probably just buy a cheap one.
Yeah, I still have well, I would
But
also recommend a white top. Like
oh yeah,
you
no,
might think like it's good to have a colored top because you're like, oh, it
no,
fits my brand.
it's
Get the
not.
white top because the colors inside and the sunlight is gonna be so much better.
Some shows won't even let you in if you don't have a white shop. But don't buy a tent less than $200. That's what I would say.
Hmm.
A tent less than $200 will break in less than $200. So,
Good point.
yeah.
Maybe
And if
borrow
you
a
do,
tent. Maybe borrow a tent if you can't afford to
yeah,
buy a tent for $200 or more.
yeah.
Maybe borrow somebody's that has an extra one.
If you do have a cheap one, just make sure you have zip ties, duct tape, and sticks with you.
Yeah. My first tent was a Quest from Dick's Sporting Goods, and it was probably like an $80 angled leg tent
Oh, the best.
with an orange top.
Yep.
It looked horrible, and it didn't last that long. It broke within the season. I think I had my third show. I had the biggest storm, and it broke. So that there you go. I probably got $80 worth out of it, but you know. And then I bought my next one on Amazon for like 115 bucks.
And that
And
broke
honestly,
too.
we still have that tent. It's in the garage. Some friends have borrowed it, and it rusts on the legs, and it's not the best tent. It's one of those things. But I'm hoarding tents. I've got like four tents in the garage right now, and one of them is Becca's old tent. So
Which I still need.
yes,
Um, I'm gonna pick one. Are you cool if I just pick the last one because I found one that I think will be a fun last question?
yes.
Okay. What do you think ceramics will be like in 20 years or 50 years?
Mm.
Or
That's
maybe
from
20 years slash 50 years. That's from
yeah,
So Good Ceramics.
yeah. So good ceramics. What do you think ceramics will be like in 20 years? I think there's going to be a resurgence at some point where people are just really, and this will probably be sooner than 20 years. It's hard to even think 5 years, but there's going to be like people appreciating the handmade and craft, and I think that's going to have ceramics has lasted this long, so like there's something that keeps people coming to it. I think it's going to hit a really high of people getting really excited about it. Maybe we're in the peak. Maybe it's still going up of people getting really excited, and it's really popular. And at some point, it's going to be a lull, and then there's going to be people that are still hanging around, still doing it, and it's probably going to have another resurgence again, like 20 years down the road. Who knows? Um, I assume people are going to be finding it and finding appreciation of making stuff with their hands 20 years down the road because I feel like we're only going to get more and more disconnected person to person, and people are going to want that connection. So I would say that's probably what keeps people coming back to it over time, as well as like just the interest in learning something. Uh, but I don't know. 20 years is really far. Even 50, I'm like, what? I don't know. I have no idea for 50. I don't know. What do you think for 20 years?
I think we're gonna have an economic crash. Everything's gonna go down in the dumps. Every single pottery studio that started up because they thought it was a great idea is gonna crash. And there's gonna be a shit ton of wheels on Craigslist
Wheels, there's
and
going to be
Facebook
kilns.
Marketplace. I think
That's going to be
the
buying
people that
season for the
stuck it
people.
out
Yeah.
this long are gonna get a gold mine online. That's what
Yeah.
I think. I do think that like we're gonna be at a peak of like ceramic studios, and those people will fade out in the next 10 years. Like I think we're hitting the peak and then it's gonna go down
Mm.
as far as like studios is concerned.
So a lot of them probably
Um,
don't last put past 3 to 5 years. And there's probably a lot of,
no.
I feel like I still see new studios opening up.
Yeah, and it's really hard to keep up a studio if you don't have like a business mind and or a partner that's a
Mm-hmm.
business person and you're the creative person.
Ooh.
Um, and so I think that's definitely going to happen. I think that hmm, I think that women are going to move up. I think that we're going to have a lot like we're already kind of moving that way, but I think that like primarily previously it's been a male dominated industry and I think we're kind of shifting
I feel
to
like 8 out of 10 women are potters anyway. Like of the pottery
not
community, I feel like the majority of
not
them are
like
still women.
professional. I feel like it's mostly hobby potters. I think that that's what I think what I'm saying is like hobby potters that are women are going to move up into full time
Hmm.
like
Okay.
instead and like there's been a lot of like professional men production, you know, like go get them and I think that's going to shift. I think
Hmm.
production's going to go down and
Production's
hot
gonna go down. Okay.
like production pottery style is going to go down and more unique will go up.
Hmm.
That's I guess that's what I think.
What do you think that it will become more commercialized? I can see you're talking about community studios. I could see because I feel like it kind of shifts this way with any big business. Big businesses buy out smaller businesses because the smaller businesses can't hang. But also, I'm thinking like,
Yeah.
what would entice a bigger business to buy a smaller business like that?
No.
They're just gonna take the market share and they're just gonna
Yeah.
wait get. They're just gonna last longer because
Mm-hmm.
they have the funds to do so. Um, do you think there's going to be big entities of whether it's ceramic studios or like whatnot that are keeping out like weeding out the small guys because they just can't keep up?
No.
It's still going to be a
Yeah, I think it's still going to be like a small guy thing. The thing about pottery is that, like, I think the thing about pottery is that it has lasted this long. And it's been pretty consistent this whole time as far as like what's selling, what isn't, like who's buying it, who isn't, you know? And like it's rooted in a lot of culture and a lot of history. And so like I think that that small guy is always going to be there. I think that the studios will fluctuate just because they're studios. Like
Mhm.
I don't think anything will really happen with the individual potters per se. I think that'll always be pretty consistent.
Oh, I meant the studios. Do you think the community
Oh,
studios are going to fade on the smaller studios and there's going to be big studios that kind of take the majority of
I don't
like
think
but
that
all
people are gonna have the disposable income to go to studios, honestly. I really don't.
do you think the home potter is going to be studio potter, the home pottery studio situation is going to be similar? I feel like that's kind of
Yeah.
lasted the longest so long.
Mm-hmm.
And like where does that leave people that don't, with a housing situation? Like are people going to be able to afford to have a house? If they can't afford to have a
Yeah.
house, can they afford to have a home
It's gonna
studio? Do
kill
they have
them.
space for
Like,
it? Do they have room to do all that? Like there's going to have to be some space for
yeah,
community studios in those communities because people just can't afford to have their own setup.
yeah.
Unless
I
that fire
know.
sale you're talking about, where that recession
Hmm.
happens and people are selling off stuff.
Yeah, I know. I feel like this is kind of a bleak question for me, mostly because, and I don't listen to I don't listen to a lot of economics and stuff like that, but I really do think that, especially with the AI situation that's happening, we're going to have some sort of a crash that's going to be devastating and like devastating to certain communities.
Yep.
And so, yeah, I don't know. I just don't know if people are going to have that kind of disposable income. It's just like so expensive. And I think that people do it now and they like barely make it, but we're getting to the point where it's just so expensive to live. And like
Hmm.
and like I think, I mean, I do think that this is a privileged sport, right? This is a privileged sport. Like the
Hmm.
privilege will continue to do it, but the people that maybe have the talent and the drive won't be able to pass a certain threshold to get to it,
Because it's
that
expensive
don't
to
have
take
the money.
classes.
Yeah,
It's
that don't have
it's
the money.
it's
Yeah,
time
exactly.
intensive, and if your time is spent paying the bills, doing other
Yeah,
things, you're not
it's
going to
really
have
hard
the
to,
disposable time and
yeah.
income to make it
I can
work.
attest to that. Like I'm in that right now, like yeah, I do this, like I've done it for a living and stuff like that, but like doing the job that I have, like getting paid the amount that I did, there's no time. There's no money. Like I don't have
Hmm.
any time or money to do that stuff.
Mm. I
And it's
wonder
really
if
hard.
there's going to be more of a because 20 years. I mean, a lot of people are going to be dead by that time too.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
mean, that's kind of bleak, but there's a big group of boomers that won't be here at that
Yeah.
time. So what does that leave? What is left from those folks that gets passed down to their
Here's a
kids or
question.
to other communities that becomes available that is hard to really put numbers to because there's so much money in that population right now
Mm.
and assets and things that the rest of the population will have some access to. maybe. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Here's a thought. Here's a thought too. Will the quality go up or down? Like, that's a question that I find interesting because right now we have kind of a juxtaposition of like the old school potters, and they're all in their like 60s, 70s, 80s. And then we have the mid-fire potters after that, right? Like we've got the high fire gas kiln potters, and then we have the mid-fire potters. And like this is different in different areas, right? Like North Carolina, there's still a lot of people that are firing high fire
Mm-hmm.
in their 30s. But but in 20 years, these people that have never fired in atmosphere at all are going to be at the top of the Tower of
Mm-hmm.
Pisa. You know, so like
Yeah. I could see wood
so
firing falling off. Honestly.
off.
I
Like
was I
off.
was in this wood firing kiln and I was asking the guy that was like heading this thing up. I'm like, what do you think is gonna keep people doing wood firing in 20 years? Because I'm like, there's so much fucking work involved. And I want to fire in a
So much
compact kiln.
work.
I don't want to spend 7 fucking days firing a kiln. It's not worth it. I wasn't even that impressed with the results. Like,
Yeah.
in my opinion, it's not worth it. I get it's part of the journey and the all that stuff. And he's like, it's lasted this long, but I'm like, maybe I just don't have the patience and the drive enough and the appreciation of all. Like, it takes such a crew. I think people just want accessibility and they want to be able to have an experience, but not. They don't want that full of an experience, in my opinion.
Yeah, like they want surface level experience. And like I think of somebody like Preston, right? Who's like in his 40s and like old school Potter to the gills,
Yeah.
right?
It's
Like
still gonna, yeah, it's still gonna, there's still gonna be people that like
there's
it
still gonna
and
be
will
people,
do
but
it.
he's like a diamond in the rough, right? As far as that's concerned. And then you see everybody else around him, they're like, no, I just use underglazes.
Yeah.
Like, which is fine, totally fine, but it's just gonna be a different style.
Mm-hmm.
And I wonder if that old school knowledge will drop off and get a little bit lost, you know?
Mm-hmm. It's gonna die with some of them and not be passed
Yeah.
on.
It's like how everybody, when Photoshop happened, you know what? You know what's going to happen to ceramics in 20 years? Look at graphic design and what happened to it when the computer was invented. That's what's going to happen to ceramics in 20 years. There's still going to be great ceramic artists, and it's going to be entirely different on the back end.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Because you want,
the process will be
yeah.
completely different, the result will be the same.
Because I feel like the higher fire, the Cone 10 had its time for a while, and then Cone
Hmm.
6 has had its time. Like, what's next? Do we just keep going lower? And we keep like figuring things out to go lower and lower and lower and make the,
I don't think, yeah,
yeah, I don't know.
I don't
Because
think we
Cone
can go
6 might have
lower.
its time for a period, and then it's like, well, what's next, you know? Oh,
Yeah,
solar powered kilns
I'd be
and
down for that. I'd be down for
firing
that.
with less footprint
Hmm.
and the selling. Like, are people going to
Like,
appreciate it and go to shows and go out like
are they gonna figure out how to make a kiln that fires something in 5 minutes, like a microwave? Like, not a
like
microwave raccoon kiln, but like, do
like
literally
like
just
a
put it
Back
in
to the
there.
Future?
Yeah, like the
You sure
pizza.
know how to hydrate a pizza.
Yes,
Hydrate a pizza? Is that what she said?
something. Oh God, that was my favorite thing about that movie. Um, but yeah,
McFly.
exactly. But exactly, like, is that what's like? Is that our future? Like, I think cool things are gonna happen, but I think that a lot of things are gonna get lost.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think with
The only thing
anything
I can
there,
say is embrace it, whatever it is.
yeah, it's gonna happen. I think you gotta change is inevitable, and also that's why you gotta I don't, this is also a privileged spot, but if you can save as much as you can because there's something that you're not going to be able to expect that's going to happen, and that's what you're saving for. You're not saving for the things that you can plan. You're saving for the things that you can't plan. And Yeah, that's why you always got to be saving for your future so that you can weather those storms and hopefully keep making pots
Mm-hmm.
if you want. And if you don't want, and you see people that have ebbed and flowed, like you've been on Instagram long enough or been around communities long enough, you see people that get into it and they have this really high and then they sell it and then they kind of like tail off and they find what they want to be doing and maybe they're like, I thought this is what I wanted and it's not really what I wanted, or it's not what
Yeah.
what fulfilled me, and the grind of like doing it full time because they want to say that they're full time,
Yeah.
um and you can always come back to it, and you can also get a job, and hopefully that's still a thing, as it may or may not be with AI and all that in the future, but uh,
Yeah.
we'll see what the.
I mean, thankfully AI can't print a pot. So, I
Hmm.
mean, they can, but we're not going to go there. Never mind. I'm just gonna, never mind.
You can print a pot, ship it, pack it, fire it, put it on a
Yeah.
conveyor. Yeah. But also, what soul is going to be in that pot? Like, is there gonna what
Right.
attachment are individuals going to have with those pieces?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay. I got to go because I'm starting to get sick. I,
All right. Thanks everybody for listening. I think we're gonna do a part two at some point, and
yeah, I would
appreciate those
like to.
questions. And thanks to everybody for asking them. And we'll catch you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey, all. Thank you for listening to the show. And we also want to thank Lindy and Ashley for all their help with everything that they've done over the years for Whale Talk. They are our Instagram heroes, and they answer all your questions and then send them to us if we need to. And we also want to thank you for listening and also participating. If you want to support our show, the best way to do that is to send us questions and to review us on whichever platform you are. So we haven't had very many reviews so far. I mean, you can even leave us a bad review. We'll make fun of you, but you can. And sending us questions always helps us with every episode that we do so that we can make it the best that we can. I hope you enjoyed the episode today, and I hope you enjoy this season.